What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for another video. This is your host, Crypto Glenn. I wanted to say thank you for joining me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate it. So on Twitter, someone asked me not too long ago just to kind of give a quick overview about the TRON project and what do I feel about it and the role that it plays in cryptocurrency, its current state, and where do I see it going, and then if I think it's a benefit for users, anybody investing in blockchain. So anyone who has paid attention to the channel before knows that I feel that TRON, for the most part, is somewhat of a hype project. Definitely when I first made those sentiments, I don't think they had really had any Dapps. They really didn't have anything going on. I mean, the real claim to fame was that they had just bought BitTorrent, and that's what, if you talk to anybody who was a huge fan of TRON, that was the #1 claim to fame. Since then, they've launched a number of Dapps, a decentralized exchange where you can actually visit this. I think you can access it via tronscan.org, and you can see basically all the projects that are taking place on TRON's blockchain right now. I will say this, it feels like they've had somewhat of, I don't want to say it's a renaissance, but they've had some activity. And when you talk about growth and production and development in blockchain, they probably had some of the more or most development to date in terms of like other blockchains. But I will say this, the quality of the Dapps is not, I don't think it's what will carry TRON into the next couple years. And the reason why I said, I mean, right now we're on TRON Bet right now, and we're looking at a game called Moon. And when I look at the majority of Dapps that are available on TRON, well, look at that, everybody just got wrecked. Yes. When I look at the majority of Dapps that are on TRON, the majority of those Dapps to me seem like gambling apps, and it's normally geared towards people who are looking to get a whole lot of TRON quick, or people who are looking to get rich quick. And one thing I can tell you is, if you want to learn how to get poor quick, try and get rich quick. That's usually the best way to end up poor very quickly. So to me, I don't feel that TRON is, listen, for the space that we're in now, with it being a bear market and there's not really a whole lot of activity going on, if you find yourself with some hours to kill and you really just don't care about your TRON tokens, yeah, sure, gamble them, on these Dapps and see what you can make of it. But I'll tell you this, I know there's a lot more people who are losing TRON playing these Dapps than there are people who are winning TRON playing these Dapps. And anyone who tries to tell me any differently, like, I'm not gonna believe you right off bat. So whether if it's this, or whether if it's I think that's the website, I don't know, nope, that's not it. And I believe this is one that everybody's playing on FOMO. I still don't believe that on FOMO on HDApps people are going to break even. Like, I just don't, because that's not really the way the business model is engineered, or at least I don't see the majority of people breaking even. Oh, look at that, the website's kind of shorty, it's not really working. Yes, like I said, I mean, just running into these little nuances like this doesn't really give me a huge vote of confidence. I mean, there's supposed to be some more information that's populated here, but for whatever reason, it's not working. And then I had seen Javon James basically, he had posted this video up today about a new Dapp. It's called TRON Fun, I think it is. I don't know. Or, yeah, TRON Fun, or maybe it's like Tron Pixel or whatever it is. So basically, you buy these little, like these blocks, and you can draw what you want to draw on them. And then if people want to come in and buy them, then assumably you're supposed to be able to turn a profit like 120 or 130% of what you bought. So there you see like Iron Man, Captain America, Blastoise, the little kitty that you see in like Chinese restaurants, Somebody said at one point in time this was actually Justin's son, and now they turn into the Gundam style guy. I think his name is Sai or whatever. To me, this looks like a bootleg version of Decentraland, where basically you're buying plots. They're not plots, again, you're just buying squares or pixels. But basically, like Decentraland, you're buying plots. And for you to be able to build what you want to build, and if people want to buy it from you or, you know, basically interact, and, you know, they have to pay you to do so. So when I look at this, I mean, Tron to me, it's very much like how China is, where they bootleg everything. So the website I just took you to, where it was HD apps. Okay, so here it is. So this game didn't originally originate. This game is not originally from Tron. I believe EOS or Ethereum or something like that had a game like this style before, and all the devs did is they just copied and put it on the block or the Tron blockchain. And then again, the Tron pixel that I just showed you, that's kind of like Decentraland. So to me, when I think of what Tron and the Tron blockchain is, I just think they take other ideas that exist on other blockchains and they bootleg it and they put it on the Tron blockchain, and they do it very fast. So I mean, if you look at knockoffs and unauthentic items that are sold on the Chinese market, I mean, what do we know about them? They look very real. People buy them because they're cheap, and they may provide you with a little bit, I mean, very, very minimal amount of yield, fun, entertainment for whatever purpose. But I don't see these things really lasting 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think Tron will have to build off of what it is they're doing now and really start to develop legitimate apps that do a wonderful job of pulling people in and getting them to want to take part in what it is that Tron's doing. Because I mean, the gambling, for me anyway, it doesn't really strike my interest a whole lot. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Again, it's set up so that you lose more than you win. And look at that, 1.8. Look at all these people who bet it, and only that amount of people won. Look at all the amount that was lost versus the amount that was won. So again, I think that's something to definitely keep in mind. Or you can, you know, play this game. What is this? Tron Bet. It's like dice roll or something. So you basically pick if you want to roll under or over, and your odds of winning, they increase or decrease. So I mean, Tron, I mean, I think they're building things, but to me, building things just for the sake of building things isn't as good as actually building things that really polarize people and, you know, really force them to spend a lot of time on whatever it is that you've built. So I mean, that's kind of my take on it. What I'm going to be talking about next in another video is Decentraland. I just want to try and see if I can get a few things outlined before I do that, and see if I can actually get into it so I can actually have something to show you guys on the video. But as far as what I think about Tron right now, with us being in the kind of market that we're in, and with it being as cheap as it is, excuse me, if you like the project, I think it's probably a better idea to try and accumulate it, just buying it, because again, it is cheap, versus trying to actually get to a point where you get paid out. Because think about it, I've seen people who have like 7,000 ante, and the 7,000 ante that they have is going to provide them with like 20,000 Tron. Well, think about it. How much Tron did you have to lose in order for it to pay you out the amount of ante that you got that would pay you out 22,000, you know, ante? And you can go on YouTube and you can find this stuff out. The other thing is, with the dividends that the ante pays out, they're actually inflationary. So as time goes on, it pays you less and 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 less. So think about all the Tron that you would have to waste to build up your ante reserves, only to get paid out less and less and less Tron over time. And to me, it's just not worth it. I mean, Tron right now is significantly cheap. You can take back like beer cans, bottles, like whatever. You know, you can just collect change and find enough money where you can just buy Tron directly off an exchange. Even more so if you're trying to accumulate in this bear market to prepare for when the market actually returns. And this isn't me telling you to buy Tron because the market's down. I'm simply saying that if you felt inclined to, there's more efficient ways of being able to, you know, accumulate Tron versus, you know, jumping on gambling sites and trying and buying it. I don't think it's a adequate use of your time or your resources. So that's that. I do like that they're actually building, because they're putting stuff out. They've got one of the more busier blockchains, but the infrastructure that they have now, this isn't anything that takes them into like the next level of cryptocurrency. I think when you look at coins that are really going to blow up, you have coins that are going to blow up simply because the market's doing well, and you have coins that are going to blow up because the development on the blockchain is there. And right now I'm not really seeing any of those polarizing Dapps being built on Tron. So that's my take on it. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to be talking about Decentraland. If you don't know Decentraland, it is basically virtual land that, yeah, I kind of have my thoughts and opinions on. So stay tuned for that video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you have not followed us on Twitter, be sure to do that as well. You can follow us at CryptoGlenn. And yeah, man, leave a comment in the comment section below. Like the video, and can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.